Get ready, Staten Island. It's time to celebrate 5 years of Ferry Hawks baseball.
Tuesday, May 19th at 10:30 a.m., it's morning baseball. Wednesday, May 20th at 6:30 p.m., have a pawsome time at Bark in the Park. Thursday, May 21st at 6:30, it's Pride Night with $5 Bud or Bud Light draft beer. Individual game tickets start at just $12.
Visit ferryhawks.com now to lock in your seats.
Excuse me! Taxi!
Come on, what are you doing? This is the 77 WABC minicast.
So we're on the verge of pounding Iran again. It's going to take one more fell swoop, one more nasty. It's going to be nastier. It's going to be a lot more harsh. I'm afraid that Iranians are going to die more than we'd like, but it may be necessary because this is now a different type of war. You know, we had the first war, right? To stop the nuclear, and stop the missiles. And now we have another war, the blockade of the Strait of Hormuz. And we got to open that bad boy. And yes, it is too risky for us to use our ships to bring those things through. Because we lose one of our ships, guess what? Geopolitically, they'll say for 100 years, we lost the war. We can't lose one of our ships. Yes, we took out their entire Navy, 150 ships. We took out their entire Air Force, 300 airplanes, gone. But if they take just one of ours, not a plane, because a couple have gotten shot down, and that's kind of normal in any conflict. Sometimes they crash on their own. Sometimes we lost 2 planes at that air show. Hey, do we have the better air show clip yet where they're cursing about it? It's kind of cool. All right, there's another better angle. Mountain Home Air Force Base. We have to stop the air shows. They're too dangerous, and there's just not any kind of benefit. At least the military's participation in it. Part of me, that's heartbreaking, but there's plenty of risk and very little upside. I mean, what? So little? Why do we need that? So why? What purpose does it serve? It's cool. It's fun. People enjoy it. Is that enough to spend all that money and incur all of that risk for something that at the end of the day doesn't keep us all that much safer? Tina Peters is getting out of jail, and that's fantastic. You know about Tina Peters, right? In Colorado, patriot. She never actually did anything regarding the 2020 elections. Once 2021 rolled around, she had doubts about what the machinery, what the technology was doing. She was worried about hacking. She launched an investigation. They said it was against the law, and they gave her 9 years in jail. Hideous. Here's that son of a bitch. Where's that judge? Listen to this snob. Tina Peters is 70 years old, a Gold Star mother. Her son was killed in combat. And this guy talking to her like that, cut 7 if you don't mind. Cut 7.
There are many things in my mind that are crystal clear about this case. You are no hero, you abused your position, and you're a charlatan who used and is still using your prior position in office to peddle a snake oil that's been proven to be junk time and time again. In your world, it's all about you. But at bottom, this case was about your corrupt conduct and how no one is above the law. No one in this country has absolute power. Your position as a clerk and recorder, a constitutional position, does not provide you with a means by which to do your own investigation, to not listen to the judiciary, to not listen to the executives higher than you, to not listen to the legislature who sets the law as it may be.
All that because she wanted to launch an investigation? An investigation? It says in the Constitution she can't launch her own investigation? She was trying to investigate. She's trying to. What did he say? In your world, it's all about you. Is that a crime? Hey, welcome to my world, Judge. In my world, it's all about me. All right. In everybody's world. All right. We're all a little bit self-absorbed and self-obsessed. It's part of being a human being. We want to reach out more. We can reach out more. We can get out of our heads. We can look to God. All of that stuff is available to us, and it's amazing and it's beautiful. But, we're all stars of our own movies, President Trump, this would not have happened without President Trump. And the coverage of this woman was so nasty, so over the top. Tina Peters is her name. Tina Peters. There are a lot of unsung heroes. Unsung, right? I'm actually learning all about this guy named Matthew Perna. More on him in a little bit. A January 6th guy who was driven to death. Driven to death. January 6th is so huge. I know a lot about it. I knew a lot about it before a lot of other people did, but there's still so much to learn. Ooh. People are noticing that I asked Senator Cassidy about that the other night. I'll have that in a second. Wait. All right. Here is the media piling on Tina Peters. Cut 6, please. Cut 6.
Tina Peters, the former Colorado County clerk convicted of orchestrating a security breach of her own election computer system in 2020 in service of the lies spread by Donald Trump and his allies over vote fraud, was sentenced to 9 years behind bars. Peters, who continues to promote the lies that voting machines were manipulated to steal the election from Donald Trump, faced some hard truths from the judge this afternoon.
And the judge, you heard, right? Lies, lies, lies. How do you know they're... How can you just decree these people, because they got the big, fat, dopey plastic desks, think that they know everything, and they don't. They don't. A couple of other quick things. Murdaugh, that guy Alex Murdaugh, his retrial is coming. His defense lawyers are about to have a press conference. We'll take that live. Actually, okay. Let's go ahead and, if you can, do me a favor, make arrangements. They're about to take to the podium down there in Columbia, South Carolina. You know about this case. The lawyer who was popping pills all over the place, convicted of killing his wife and son. But I always had a sense that he was innocent, especially when they found the evidence that they said totally incriminated him. I saw it the other way. Ooh, Hegseth to campaign for Massey's challenger in Kentucky. All right, that's a little bit much. That's a little bit much. Is that true? Is that a fake news story? Is that real? All right. Shall we?
For Alec Murdaugh. Made the rounds of television last week. Now let's hear what he has to say.
Buddy, any of the old faces here? Okay. A couple things. We have filed a lawsuit today. We're going to discuss that with you in just a minute. I'd hoped that would have been the main topic of this press conference, but over the weekend, we learned that the Attorney General has announced he's considering the death penalty in this case. Clearly, he is not talking to the lawyers in his office. He's probably talking to his political consultants who thought that was a good soundbite for his governor's campaign. The law is clear that he cannot seek the death penalty if it is due to vindictive prosecution. That is, and here's the question, what does he know today he didn't know 5 years ago? Why is he saying he's going to seek the death penalty? Is there some new piece of evidence? So we're a little sick and tired, and we've seen this process since the beginning of this case, where Alan Wilson plays politics as opposed to playing prosecutor. He's got great lawyers on his staff. He should listen to them, defer to their judgment. Coincidentally, he has not looked into the attempted jury tampering of Becky Hill. We're going to talk about a civil suit in a minute, but clearly the statute says whoever tampers with a jury or attempts to tamper with a jury is guilty of a crime. Judge Toll's fact findings were clear. Becky Hill attempted. The Supreme Court last week, Becky Hill attempted. So please, Alan, focus on your job and not the politics. Now, having gotten that out of my system, let me turn this over to Jim Griffin, who's going to talk about the lawsuit that was filed this morning, and then Phil Barber and he and I will answer questions.
All right. It's going to take a while, and this thing is not the most important part, but the questions. All right. Alex Murdaugh. You saw the documentaries? Did you see any of the documentaries? It's not the documentary. It's that whole Bubba the dog. Bubba the dog actually sets Alex Murdaugh free.